It's everyone's friend, it's Tyler. It's everyone's friend, it's Tyler.
Hey guys, Tyler here. For this video, I'm going to talk about Versus, courtesy of Arrow Video. Now, prior to this Blu-ray release, of course, I had seen this film a long time ago, but since then I kind of forgot the story, the plot, and everything else about this film. And so, when I saw this movie again, after so many years, I was really taken away about how crazy, how fun, and how exciting this film really is. This film is about two prison mates who escape prison and meet up with some sort of Yakuza gang. Of course, at the Forest Resurrection, there's like a lot of crazy stuff going on at once. For starters, people who are formerly dead come back to life as zombies, and so naturally, of course, there's like a lot of fighting, a lot of martial arts, a lot of swordplay, a lot of gunplay in this movie, and so naturally, of course, the plot doesn't really matter much in comparison to the action sequences. One of the most cool aspects about this movie is probably the director behind the film. Now, for those who are part of the Godzilla fandom, we all pretty much know that that film was like Godzilla on acid. And the main reason why I say it was like Godzilla on acid was because there was like a lot of fighting, not just with the monsters, but with the humans. And of course the plot for the story was also really crazy. And so the same director for Godzilla Final Wars is actually the director for this movie. As a matter of fact, I believe it was like Katamua's first ever film he'd done. And so it was shot on a really, really low budget. And of course it had like a team member of like I think 150 people doing a film. And so like it was like a really, really low budget. But when I watched the movie, it didn't really feel low budget, as a matter of fact. In fact, I watched like the documentaries behind the movies, and pretty much the director said that the main influences for his film was stuff like Evil Dead. He said it was like stuff like movies like Commando and like a lot of low budget horror movies that were like the inspiration for his movie. And so it seemed as though that when you watch this movie, like every single aspect seems very professional for his very first film, because there's like a lot of Steadicam parts in the movie. There's like a lot of chase scenes, a lot of fight choreography in the movie. And so naturally for his very first film, he honestly did a fantastic job trying to portray the action in the screen and also the crazy plot that's also part of the story. I personally liked all the characters in the film. However, my favorite side characters of the film has to be the two cops, because the shenanigans that the cops actually have in the film are very random. Of course, they're trying to find the prisoners that escape, but at the same time, like the way that they interact with each other is so funny. And it's also really cool that one of the cops actually had a sniper rifle to bring with him. And it's also funny, like the sniper rifle is used as a weapon, and it can pretty much blow up entire people into bits by just shooting at a person like some sort of fireworks. And so the action is just over the top. It is so spectacular. The blood is like really extreme. And so I really, really enjoyed this film, and we watched the film again for the first time in years. Now this film has at least two different cuts, and like the changes are really, really small to me at least. The first cut has to be the theatrical cut, and the second cut was the Versus Ultimate cut. Now what's the difference between the two cuts? Now actually, of course, when I saw the first cut of the movie on Blu-ray, like there was like already like a lot of action and crazy stuff going on, right? But the second one has even more action. Like the difference between the first cut and the second cut is pretty much the action. There's like at least 10 minutes worth of different action sequences. And so naturally, of course, there's like more action, different sound effects, different music tracks, and some sort of different editing skills for the second cut in comparison to the first cut. Now, which cut do I actually prefer? That's like really, really hard actually. It's kind of really, really hard to pick my favorite cut of the movie. But the thing I don't like about the second cut is probably how it used like standard definition footage for like the parts that actually were shot for that particular cut, whereas the whole entire presentation for the first cut was presented entirely in high definition. And so for that kind of case alone, I personally prefer the original theatrical cut. Now this Blu-ray edition from Arrow Video is pretty much just jam-packed to the brim For starters, you have newly commissioned artwork, and when you flip the poster to the other side, you get the original artwork that was done for the film, and on the back you get a listing of the extras and what is included. And guys, there's like so much extras on 2 discs. Now of course the first disc has the original cut, and the second disc has the other cut that was like the ultimate cut for that film. And when you open the case inside, you get like a booklet and of course the 2 discs and a flyer for the Tremors release that I'm going to review on my channel. That's right folks, I'm personally going to review Tremors on this channel. And inside the booklet you get like a lot of behind the scenes stuff, as well as interviews and so on, and the restoration process for the film. Now let's talk about the extras, guys. Because the extras, oh my god man, like the extras are just killer. Just freaking killer. You get at least 2 different audio commentary by the director as well as the cast members of the film, a visual essay about the career of Katamura by a Japanese film expert. You get Behind Virus, which is like a behind the scenes documentary exploring like the history of the film. You get like a one man's journey, which is like an archive to the actors visit to like the Japanese film festival in Germany. You get film festival test footage. You get like Team Virus, like an inside look of the studio behind the film. You get Deep Into the Woods, which has even more interviews. You get The Encounter, which is like an interview about the film editor of the film. You get the latest scenes with audio commentary. You get Nervous and Nervous 2, which are pretty much side stories of the film that, of course, takes place in the same sort of universe. You get a featurette on the making behind Nervous 2. You get like a short version of Versus, which is like 20 minutes long. You also get like a freaking trailer gallery and an image gallery. Now, disc number 2 has Ultimate Virus, of course, the Japanese and English audio options, audio commentaries, and a documentary about the history about how they made Ultimate Virus Versus. I honestly have no idea just why I keep saying virus for Versus for that part. Maybe I'm thinking about the coronavirus or something, but hey, who knows? Who freaking knows at this point? Now, how is the transfer for this whole entire presentation to Blu-ray? Like I said earlier, like the second cut actually has standard definition footage that was used for the extended footage, while the first cut is pure high definition. Now, there was some sort of controversy in regard to the transfer because it seemed as though that the original release had color filters, and however, like I believe that Arrow Video put out a statement in regards to that kind of controversy, and of course this is what they had to say about the whole entire matter. In response to some forum comments we've seen online, we'd like to issue a statement on why a recent Blu-ray release of Versus looked the way it does. Previous releases of the film employ a set of strong color filters, but working under instruction of director who oversaw and improved our color grade, we treated these scenes more realistically with an overall color scheme. He confirmed that the use of filters had been a rushed decision on his part at the time of the release, and it was something he always wanted to change. Now personally, I have no personal connection with the color grade stuff. As a matter of fact, I don't really care because I don't really have a big attachment to it because it's been like a long time since I saw that movie. And I think that the color stuff looks fantastic in regard to the picture quality, like the grain is there and everything else. And everything looks like in fine detail to me. And so naturally, of course, I have no problems with the transfer. Now, I do think that the SD parts for the extended cut stick out like a sore thumb. But again, I personally don't care about either cut. They both look fun to me, and I like to watch it on either version no matter what. Now, it's been to my attention that this director actually made some more movies after this film besides Godzilla Final Wars. And actually, I'm pretty interested about the work that he has done because I find this film to be fantastic, a lot of fun, a lot of action. And personally, I'll give this film a 4 out of 5. But what do you guys think? Tell me in the comment section down below. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next video.
It's everyone's friend, it's Tyler. He's your only black friend, so he's your best black friend. I wouldn't trade him for another black friend, because because black friends are rare, as you should be aware. He smiles like Richard Pryor, so just sit and stare. It's everyone's friend, it's Tyler. It's everyone's friend, it's Tyler. It's everyone's friend, it's Tyler.